Hello viewers, welcome back to this week's challenge, the fourth and final part where we're going to fix the glitch that you see here, the second glitch, meaning the lines that you see between the sprites. And also I'm going to show you how I created the fog material and also the pulsing on the lights. So let's start. First thing first, I want to get to this material and show you how to fix the glitch for this one. So I switch to shading tab. I have to reactivate the screencast keys. Yes. Okay, so let's switch to rendered view, and I don't want to see the overlays. I want to see these letters. So first thing that we need, if you have a Node Wrangler add-on enabled, that you get from preferences, add-ons, Node Wrangler. Okay, you can select this image and press Ctrl T. That's gonna bring you these two nodes. It's faster than hunting for them in the menus. And this will be the second thing that is very useful. Ctrl Shift click on this node to preview it. So we will want to use a vector, converter, vector math, plug it here, and we want to calculate the distance as soon as I can find it. Vector distance here. Awesome. And we want to calculate from the middle of the frame. Okay, this will be the base of our mask. We are going to build a gradient, circular gradient to hide the edges. And let's add a color, mix RGB, and we want first to make this one visible. So put it like 1, and we want to change the blending mode to color dodge, and then we want to duplicate this node, switch it to color burn, and switch this one to black. Okay, and once we have this, we can control the gradient that we created here, this ellipsoid gradient. This will control the size of it, and this will control the fall off. So we want something in the line of this, and the way we are going to mix it with the alpha, it's by taking another mix RGB, switch this one to multiply, take this color in, and take this alpha here, plug it into the alpha here. Awesome. And switch it all the way to 1. And now if we connect the shader, we get this, which is the inverse of what we need. So let's go to color invert, plug this one here, and now we have these values to play off with to hide the intersection and increase the fall off of this, and we can play with the values something like this. And now when we are in the camera view, yeah, things are a lot better. Of course, you can still play with this and move it around to find a good spot for them, and arrange it any way you want, and you'll get the effect. And that will be the basics of how to create a gradient mask to hide the edges of these sprites, so you don't get that glitch. Okay, that was awesome to do. Let's do the fog. That's gonna be also awesome. So let's add a cube and go to its viewport display. We just want to see the bounds of it, and let's scale it like a lot to make sure that we get the camera in. And let's scale it on the Z a little bit less. Something like this. And let's check it from the side, from the front, from the right. Yeah, it's kind of good. Okay, and now we go to shading. Okay, let me do the screen cut thing again. And let's take this cube, build a material, volumetric fog matte. So let's delete this one and add a shader, principled volume, plug it here into the volume. Okay, and everything turns black because we have to do some stuff with it. So we need a texture, noise texture, Control T to add the mapping. Okay, move everything here. And now let's connect this color to the color here. And let's add the light because fog needs light. So let's add the sunlight. Awesome. Now we have something that can help us. Going back to our cube domain, let's play with this by adding a converter, color ramp, plug it here, and let's start to do something with these values. We'll also have to increase this like a lot because our cube is huge. So in order to see something, you kind of have to increase this value like a lot. And put this one here, something like this. And the sun, I think we have to increase its strength a little bit, yeah, to see something. Okay, good. And then now let's duplicate this, Control Shift D to duplicate this color ramp, and then play with the values here to get the colors. We will want something like a very dark green, and we will want something like a very light green. Okay, and the dark green should be less saturated. Okay, something like this. You can play with the values. Now we want to control also the density. That's why I duplicated this. So we don't want to have no fog, and we don't want to have only fog. It has to be some sort of shades of gray. And let's increase this more, add a little bit of details, and let's see, play with these values a little bit. Because we actually want to see more of the scene than the fog. And also with the density. Something like this. And these values should be lower because we want to see more of the background. Black means no density, white means way density. So let's do it like this. Okay. And it's all about playing with the values, but I'm not gonna stay to do this because your time is valuable. So volumetrics, you can play with this. I usually keep it on 4 pixel I saw that is not much difference between 4 and 2 pixels quality wise, but the render time, it's abysmal, so leave it like this. Okay, now quickly I want to go here in this material, and I'm gonna show you a cool trick about making a pulsing light. So we want to have input value, and we want to plug the frame here. Awesome. Now I want to duplicate this one. Control Shift right click to add a mix shader to this. We are going to play with the factor, and this one, let's change it for the time being to purple. Let me kill this background because I want to get back my render time. So now this is green, this is purple. Awesome. This is just we can see better what is happening. So now let's take an converter math node, plug it here, switch it to ping pong, which is a good way to make a value go back and forth. Let's decide on a time range. So let's say every 3 seconds, 72 frames for 24 frames per second. We want to go back. And now we want to change this to a factor from 0 to 1 to plug it here. So we do this by taking this node, switch it to divide, plug it here, and then divide it by this value. So now whatever we frame is this here, we will have 0 to 1 factor. And we're gonna plug this one here. And when we start the animation, we see the switch between this color and the other color. But we don't actually want this purple, we just want a green, the one that has like a lot less strength. Something like this compared to this. We are going to pulse between these two values. So now we'll get this. You can't see it in the viewport, but you'll see it in the render. That will be the gist of it. That's all for this project. The rest is just tweaking values. It's nothing difficult, but if you feel challenged and you need help, don't hesitate to ask me on the YouTube comment section or on Twitter post. I'll be happy to help you. Until then, happy blending. Thank you very much for watching this video, and be sure to come back for the next week's challenge.